Awesome story here highlighting the disgusting nepotism and corruption in Washington, D.C. So this is from Slate. Trump to give Presidential Medal of Freedom to Elvis Babe Ruth and wife of GOP donor who gave $100 million in midterm donations. Now he's also doing Antonin Scalia, who obviously died, and Orrin Hatch, who's been serving as a senator since roughly the year 1847. So, I mean, he's going all out with the, let's sprinkle in some American icons there, but also giant Republican forces and corrupt donors. So, Miriam Adelson is a doctor, and now, of course, she's a billionaire and a philanthropist, but she's best known as a fundraiser for the GOP and a contributor. And her and her husband gave a whopping $113 million to Republican election efforts in the midterms alone, which didn't work out so well for them. By the way, I forgot to mention this, but the Democratic numbers keep ticking up as time has gone by. By the end of it, there's going to be over 35 seats that the Democrats pick up, which is actually a pretty solid wave. Now, obviously, the Senate is a different story, but the Senate was biased against them anyway in who was up for election, where, and all that. So, pretty good election for the Democrats. But $113 million they gave in the election. And Miriam Adelson was a finance chair for the Trump campaign. And Sheldon Adelson, of course, is the largest donor to either party in the 2016 and 2012 presidential races. That included a $25 million donation to Trump's presidential effort. And listen, they contribute so much that Miriam Adelson and Sheldon Adelson were hanging out with Trump on midterm election night to have a watch party. So these two were in the room with Trump as all the election results were rolling in recently. The corruption and the nepotism is out of control. Out of control. It's unbelievable. This is the guy who said, drain the swamp. More like swamp the drain, bitch. More like drain the swamp in my mouth. I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. He ran against the elites. He ran against the establishment. He's doing nothing but serving the elites and the establishment right this second. That's what that tax cut bill was about. That's what, because the tax cuts were overwhelmingly for the rich and corporations. That's what all the deregulation of Wall Street has been about. That's what the dismantling of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and the EPA has been about. So this guy is serving the elites. And the reality of the situation is he's not against the economic elites. He's against the cultural elites. That's who he's against. So he can shit on Hollywood all day as if Barbara Streisand is like some major figure in politics or something, and he acts like that makes him a tough guy. But the fact of the matter is, behind the scenes, he's George W. Bush. That's what he is. That's how he's acting. It's just George W. Bush plus mean tweets. And now we're at the point where, see, this goes so far, I don't think even any other Republican president would have done this, never mind Democratic president, where it's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck, sure. Sheer corruption and nepotism. I'll give you the fucking Presidential Medal of Freedom to you for giving us so much money. Everybody can see through this, and this is why people despise politics.